G'day, Michael here. I've just been having a look at the regular websites and doing my obligatory little interpretation of what's going on around here, and looking at fires near me. All of a sudden we've really lost a lot of information. So this other fire has been basically removed from the site, even though it's a huge patch here that's burned, so I don't know what's happening. Maybe there's a dysfunction there. But anyhow, this fire here has grown significantly. But more important than this fire ground, because I find that's a little bit, well, I just want to get a chance to update it, etc. I'm not blaming anyone. But in any case, we're a little bit short on the ground with information. So an old favourite of mine is Sentinel hotspots. And it shows you what the satellites have seen. Now obviously with heavy smoke, or if there's a lot of cloud cover or whatever, the satellites can't see all the hotspots. But in any case, you can see here in Glen Allen, there's been Glen Allen, Creewar, Tanto Anglo area, there's been quite a lot of hotspots that the satellites have picked up. So I'll just zoom in a tad further. You can see there's quite a bit obviously in like a populated area, but it's moving across into the unpopulated forest area. I'll zoom back out again. So there's Bemboka, there's Mogilla, and there are the hotspots. Now the red indicates 0 to 2 hours, purple indicates 2 to 6 hours, and the yellow is 24 to 48 hours. So they're sort of older things, but the red is current, like recent, probably the more recent scan altogether. Right, now my perception of how that would impact us, you can see here, now this is, we've got Bemboka. All this has been of no concern to me to this point, because the wind has been blowing from Bemboka to that direction. But through the night, probably around about 3ish, it's showing here, the wind is expected to come from the southwest, so the wind will be coming from this direction. I don't know what speed the fire would progress. The wind is very slow. I'm using the word wind, but it's probably like the gentlest of breezes, because we're talking about 3.6 kilometers an hour, so it's hardly, it's not really something to be like terrified of, but the wind will be coming from that direction. And what sort of like ember strike that would produce, 3.6 kilometers an hour, it would be very slow to make its way this way. But we do have the escarpment there, and obviously potential for it to spread. And this forest here, to my understanding, hasn't been burned for about 50 years, so there's a lot of fuel there. Luckily we've had a fair bit of moisture lately, so how that all balances out in the fray of things. But in any case, my perception of what we have to be a little bit alert to is probably from about midnight onwards. This is my perception, this is not official. As you can see, the RFS website's not helping us much either, and we haven't been given any particular alerts. So this is just my own hunch and based on what I see. Okay, so this is Bemboka's wind, but what's Glen Allen's wind been up to? Glen Allen's wind has been working to our advantage here in Bemboka. It's been keeping the fire at bay, but nonetheless it's been striking towards us, even though that's against the wind. So obviously there's turbulence around the mountains there and whatever, so things can spread. So it's advanced kind of against the wind. Obviously the wind isn't very fast, so it's not exactly like it's fighting a dramatic headwind, but it's been advancing towards the escarpment, towards Mogilla. So this area is largely, I don't think there's many like houses in this neighbourhood. There might be some pockets there, it's private land, but by and large it's like either state forest or national parks or whatever. I don't know all the land arrangements there, but it's forestry. In any case, from the escarpment and onwards we're moving into obviously a populated area again. So I'm perceiving, if there is a risk to us, even Mogilla's wind is turning, well, early-ish Sunday, sort of in daylight hours tomorrow, is turning this way. So Glen Allen's wind will be turning our way during daylight hours. The wind in Bemboka will already be turning a little earlier. So how much that encourages fire and smoke and whatever to travel this way, I'm not sure, but it's going to start being something I'm going to be watching from here on. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on the matter. Feel free to add anything into this thing. Feel free to add anything in the comments of what you're thinking, what you see in this. But my perception is it's worthwhile keeping an eye out for the next, well, let's call it, maybe for the next 24 hours, I think we have to be reasonably concerned. Now, like I said, fires near me doesn't show the fact that this has already been burned out. There are no hotspots showing anywhere along this escarpment here, you know, and out to Bamboka Peak. So I don't know whether there's any like trees burning or anything smouldering away, or whether that's of any interest, but we would have seen that by now because the wind has been coming from that direction. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the matter. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, ask a question, leave a comment. Bye for now.